Hey everybody! So today I'm just going to channel a message, and then I don't have a topic or anything, so we'll just see what happens, okay? Alright, so so let me calm down, and then we'll see what type of wisdom comes today. Okay. So funny voice, sort of really nice voice saying, howdy, how are you? How do you do today? Really smiling, really sunny sort of feeling about it. Sort of like that, do you know that's where you get all of your sunshininess from these beings? They're very funny, very chipper and cheerful and happy and sunshiny, is who I'm interacting with, who interacts with me too, so what they say. Let's see, more about rainbows. It's really intense energy right now, so trying to share the images, but trying to process the energy too, so I'm going to relax and see what happens. Let's see, okay. Okay, what could only be described as like making a pot of stew, and then you have a lot of souls in the pot, okay? And so the souls are just like swirling around, and all these souls like have voices, really good voices that have something really positive to share. And so I haven't latched on to anybody or decided who I would channel or anything of that kind. So they're just sort of swirling around waiting for me to make a decision so only can describe it. There's nothing creepy about this, although it does come to me in sort of a weird way. Seeing sort of like, let's just throw out a number, let's just say 1,000 souls of just like swirling around in a stew pot, like, howdy, how are you doing today? Like let me talk, let me speak, and so I have to decide. So they're really pushing me to explore new ways of sharing wisdom, so making me make decisions, and then also exploring the wisdom they share with me in different ways. So alright, so I don't know how to decide. I don't have any faces or names or anything of that kind. I don't know how you decide, so I'm just going to, this is what I'm going to do, and we're going to do this together. So as a soul, I am going to the stew pot of what is like a giant fish tank of all these like souls just swimming around waiting for me to choose one. And we're like going to take a fishing pole and then cast a line, and then I want the message to be happy today. I want the message to be joyful today. So whichever fish wants to share a joyful message today, then that is the fish that I choose. So they're like big fish, little fish. I don't think it matters. I don't know. I'm seeing a big fish, like a tuna fish. So that's the fish I choose. So whatever soul is happy and wants to be a tuna fish for our message today. Wants to be my tuna fish. So I choose a tuna fish. Okay. Now it's just getting funnier because they're like, why are you choosing a tuna fish? It's like, you guys are telling me to do this. I'm just trying to play along with it. They're making fun of me. So, okay. The tuna fish is going to speak, okay? I can't keep up with this. Okay. Tuna fish. Alright, sunshine. Tuna fish is entering the room now. Tuna fish, it takes, what is it? Tuna fish on a line, like tuna fish coming towards me, and then zips open his tuna fish outfit, opens it up to reveal who he is, which would be Avery the Human Alien. That's who is inside of there. So, alright, so I will just channel a message from Avery then today. So if you don't know much about me or my website or any of my videos, I have, like, Avery would be the first alien I ever discovered, that I was talking to an alien. And so I've known Avery for a while, and I've have a really long history with him, past life history and current life history, and just he's like so extraordinary. He could be both alien man. He's like, I am alien man, but he's also like so spiritual. So he's so infinite in what he can accomplish. It's hard to believe that he would be a real person could accomplish half the things he does. But he's like an extraordinary. He's in a physical form where he could be extraordinary. Far more extraordinary than anybody could imagine somebody being. And then not only that, but he's also very spiritually, it's sort of infinitely amazing in what he can accomplish. So what does he look like? He's coming out of this tuna fish, and he's got what could only be described as okay, I'm mixing in sort of 80s shoulder pad suit, but also some sort of priest outfit, sort of straight across, and then some sort of embroidery, and then down, and then could also have a hat. I'm seeing him both, where he doesn't and then he does also have a hat on, which could be a Pope hat or something. These things are important. These details are always mean something. There's a reason for everything, you know. So white. He's wearing white with what would be a dark red sort of stitching. He's so serious in his demeanor, you know. So to pick a fish that's really funny is sort of well, why are you the fish? Because you're really kind of serious. And let's see. So I'm just gonna stop talking, and we'll see what Avery has to share with us today. Okay. So he's showing me himself. What is now a totally new scene. We are in the ocean, or a water body, but it's very tropical and warm there, in a boat, and he's caught a fish, and he's prepping this fish. Is the only way I can describe it. I can't see what he's doing exactly. I know he has a fish in his hand, and I know he's got a knife too, and he's working on the fish doing something. He doesn't have any clothes on his upper body, as the only thing I can tell, but it feels like we've been fishing or catching fish, is the feeling. He's got blonde hair. He's white with blonde hair, has wavy blonde hair, goes to his shoulders. He's actually has a tan, which he's not, does not look like he could tan at all. His skin is very white, doesn't look like it could tan. So it's odd to see him with a tan. So let's see what else comes. The image is changing. Let's see. What is a darker feeling? The image is still there, but something else is coming. What is sort of like two screens? So I have one screen, and here is Avery with the fish and everything in the boat. Here is what is a darker entity, like a super dark entity, trying to make an entrance into this interaction. I'm not afraid of the darker entity. I'm actually quite open to receiving wisdom from anywhere, because don't be judgmental on what comes, okay? You cannot be judgmental just because it's a dark shadow. You can't be judgmental of it. You actually have to allow it to reveal itself for who and what it is. So I'm just waiting for the pictures to change now. Okay. This is real. They're showing me that in the darkness now, which was quite cloudy, and even what was dark purple, sort of, I don't know, flowing, sort of swirling dust or something, so thick you couldn't possibly see through it. You could not even see through it, don't know what's inside of it, feels alive. Is sort of evaporating into the nothing. This the mist is the dark dustiness, and now it is revealing a perfectly pristine, absolutely crystal clear dark night sky. Even what is filling with starlight, which is so beautiful. So now we have this like beautiful starry night sky, and then we also have Avery still in this warm climate with the fish. This is real. This is what he's sharing with us. There's some wisdom to this. Blending dark with light. That is what this message is. This is real. This is a big deal. Blending dark with light. Human beings need to know that we need the darkness as much as we need the light. You can't have a night sky without it being black, right? Isn't that the purpose of having a night sky? For it to be black and dark and even scary. Like kids plus nighttime plus going to bed get a little creeped out by that. And that is very much aligned with our sort of instinctive need to fear. But he said that when you choose not to fear, when you choose to see the darkness for what it is, now suddenly you reveal what is the beauty, which is the night sky with all these stars. So you see what is both light, an image of like light and warmth and plenty. He's calling it plenty. He says, isn't fish represent plenty in your world? Like what is Bible teachings, even fishing is sort of resembling plenty. And then darkness, so we have both dark and light in balance, perfect balance. This is a huge deal. This has a lot to do with what I've been exploring lately, which is exploring souls, exploring the soul for what it is in its most darkest and most lightest expression. And this is important. Human beings need to come to a point where they are in balance with both sides. And I've seen souls, so souls where their dark side, which is absolutely gorgeous, gets congested with disturbances, disturbing sort of energies that needs to get spring cleaned, like the air blown through and refreshed, completely renewed. And then even in their light sides, I see disturbing energies that just need to get removed. So do you realize that even in the light is there disturbances? That it's not just about the color black. Black, even in darkness, can there be profound, pristine, absolute gorgeous beauty, even in darkness. He's wanting us to think about things that are dark, that are beautiful. Which is, for instance, night sky. He's like, not just the night sky that you see in the city, but the night sky that you see when you venture out into the, the middle of nowhere, and the clarity that you can see from the middle of nowhere. He's really pushing us to see what is the most pristine, what happens when we are in balance with our earth, when we are in balance with our planet. You can go to the city and see the darkness as the sort of dusty, congested sort of that needs to get refreshed and that blown away, so you can actually see the beauty. And then you can go into the middle of nowhere and see what happens when you choose to be in balance with the earth. Now the middle of nowhere is the pristine natural earth, and now you get to experience the gifts of that. You can't truly comprehend the gifts of the natural earth until you actually venture into it and see what is there. And that is beautiful. So I'm asking him, okay, Avery, what else can you show us that is dark, that is a beautiful thing, that you could, that would be, okay, so he's saying, look into my eyes so that you can see. So he's before me, and so I show this a lot. This is a triangle, okay? So we're gonna look, so when you look into people, you want to look into their depths, right? You don't look into people's depths by looking at the ground, We all walk around and we don't look at each other. We don't want to know what other people are like. We just want to be in our own worlds. Don't bother us. That's like how we are. But we need to choose to see each other, choose to see into each other's depths and see what is there. So he's asking me to look into his depths, and so that we can look at things together. So I'm like really overwhelmed, and so I have like, this is my tool. This like helps me. I need something to drink or some sort of activity to help me. It's like fiddling with something, you know, like if you get really shy or you get really overwhelmed, like you need something to fiddle with. So I like need my coffee for a minute and then I'll come back, okay? I need to like drink a lot of coffee right now. I'm like really overwhelmed. You probably don't know how overwhelmed I am, but I am really overwhelmed. Instead of taking a shot of whiskey, I'm just taking a shot of coffee, okay? Okay. Like 2 shots of courage. That's what I need. 2 shots of coffee. Alright. Okay. Alright. I'm prepping myself for this. Avery's very overwhelming to me. He's like really overwhelming, so it takes me a minute to get myself together. Okay, so I'm choosing to see into Avery's eyes, so we can go somewhere together. It's like overwhelming me emotionally. Because he means so much, so it's like really overwhelming to look into his eyes. Is hard. Okay, I will get this together, just give me a minute. Okay, something really simple that's dark. We're starting with some simple things that are dark, so I can calm down a little bit. So we're looking at what is a really extremely dark red, some sort of berry. It's very alluring color about it. The richness of the red, the dark red color, so pristine too, because it's a natural sort of thing. That is an expression of darkness. It's not light red. It's dark. It's a very dark red color. Very good color for us to think about. Just explore what dark red means to us. Each color has its own meaning and value. Even when you take red and then you lighten it a shade, and then you lighten it a shade. Like there's so many shades of red. You know what I mean? You can go infinite shades of red, and each shade even has a different chord, a different string of meaning. You know, there's so many shades. And so this dark red color is like really dark red and really beautiful, sort of alluring sort of sensation it gives. So another thing, a dark colors, blueberries, really dark blueberry, dark grapes, like black grapes. It's really into showing what is natural, what is nature, what is pristine nature. So, you know, we see him in the fishing boats, at beautiful water and beautiful sunlight, warmth. See the pristine night sky, super beautiful, super natural, and now we're seeing these natural fruits. And he's trying, so I'm looking for other things that would actually be black, though. Some sacred stones. Onyx is black. So what is sacred? I'm calling this black stone sacred, he's saying. So even this dark stone is sacred to me, and it is black, it is dark, it is night. Night, calling darkness night is even beautiful. The word night. Sort of embracing the night and sort of the glory of the night. So let's see. Let me see what else. Shadow. What does shadow do for us? So it helps, even turning out the lights helps us even to see with greater clarity. And that can mean in a variety of ways even. So just to feel, just to find how when you dim the lights, you alter the sensation of the room. By dimming the lights at night, at a restaurant, for instance, it can be more romantic that way. So now we can see darkness through this lens too. When you go into a meditation, do you want there to be a bright light spotlight in your face? No, you want to enter into the darkness so that way you can find clarity. That's what he's saying. showcasing the darkness. So he's saying this is interesting. So you have like sheep, right, with these white sheep, but then you have the black sheep. And you don't want to be called like the black sheep of the family. It's like not good to be the black sheep, but he's saying how unique is it when you have a black sheep? That is so unique and radiant, and we need to acknowledge that variation is so sacred and precious and so beautiful. The black sheep out of a flock of white sheep. What a beautiful, spectacular anomaly, you know? Talking about that. So, okay, let's see. I'm calming down enough where I feel like I could enter more into his eyes so I could see greater clarity. So now the waves were in the middle of the ocean. It's very dark and choppy water. Everything is dark. Even the color of the water is black. Even the sky is dark. Even in this scene of treachery, is there beauty, and you can hear, so you see the lightning and then you hear the thunder. So now we are blending light and dark in a different way. How many people, he's like, raise your hands, love storms in the middle of summer, love to open your windows and want to hear the thunder and want to hear the rain, love storms. He's saying another example of beauty and darkness. Not to be afraid to see, give me a minute here, I have volume. Alright. That wasn't your phone, that was my phone. Shame on these phones. Okay, so another example. Let me see, what else does Avery have to share with us? From inside the tuna fish. So we're going into the insides of the tuna fish, where Avery is inside of it, and then unzip the tuna fish, and now what you have from inside this fish that has been caught is Avery, this like spectacular man of light. Now he's showing me what sort of light radiating from him. So I'm seeing a different side. So let's see what happens next. Okay, so he was wearing white, okay, and then white hat even, but the hat was there, wasn't there, so it could be either way, I guess. But he's wearing a white robe. Really makes me feel like Christianity or hope or something having to do with pious or praying or that religious. The only way to describe it is he looks like a pope or a priest or something. And then from his garb is this white, he's turning into a star is what he is doing. And then so everything is becoming so white, so I can't even see the clothing he's wearing. Everything is becoming this radiating starlight. It's white starlight. I can still see his face, so even starlight coming from above his head and starlight coming from his clothing. So his clothing now is starlight. It isn't even clothes, it's the light itself. But I can still see him amidst the light. So let's see. He says, I'm wearing light now. I'm not wearing clothing, we're wearing light. That's how they need to perceive this. He's saying this specifically. There's something important about this. So, do you see that everybody wears light? Do you see, when you see people, do you see that everybody is wearing light? Do you perceive that in every single person you see, even that homeless person? Even that politician, even he's showing me different spectrums of people that we might have disagreeable feelings towards, maybe. That's crazy taxi cab driver, I don't know, that weird woman at Walmart, or so, everybody is wearing white. We have to change our perception. We have to see that everybody is wearing white light. Human beings radiate, like human beings, our perception of light is that white light is good and pure and angelic and the only light that we can trust. He has already proven that we can also see that dark light is beautiful and pristine and loving and gorgeous and sacred as well. But now he wants to really showcase what is sort of the human beings, like a spectrum. Just think of a spectrum of human beings that your human ego would not see radiating with white light, pure light, sacred angelic light. He's really wanting to showcase that each and every one of us radiates with angelic light. It doesn't matter what body we inhabit. It doesn't matter even how we have behaved in this lifetime. Does not matter. We are still radiating with white light. Super wants to showcase this. White light and dark light. So, just because I'm attractive and super, he knows that human beings sort of evaluate based on appearance and then based on how you sort of behave, I guess. He doesn't want to showcase that he doesn't want you to see him as sort of aligning with white light just because he is ... what we would perceive as all of the beautiful expressions that would only come from white light. This is important, and he's really wanting to help us evaluate things differently. Our perceptions different. We need to change our perceptions. So, what else? What else are we going to see here? He's saying, have you done this? Have you watched or done this? Have you stopped and think about, 5 faces, stereotypical or whatever images of being humans that might disturb you, create a disagreeable vibration in you. He needs you to stop what you're doing right now, pause the video, think about 5 people, and think about how each and every one of them make you feel. And make you feel miserable even, make you feel angry, make you feel frustrated, annoyed, all these feelings that are human. Now, put white light on each and every one of them. See how their faces are dark to you because of how you feel towards them? It makes their faces and their bodies dark and dusty even. And now place the white light on them and see how this darkness sort of cleanses and purifies and now becomes like the night sky. And now see how important the perception of seeing what is the most natural beauty. And he's almost sort of like, take the eraser now after you've done this. You've seen these 5 people, you've seen how they create this sort of darker feeling in you, and then now put the white clothing on them, the white light. See how that makes you feel different about them, and makes you even feel like you want to take the eraser and you just don't even care anymore about them. That when you imagine this white light sort of like a vacuum against the darkness, it sort of cleanses, sort of washes it all away. And the only thing now to care about is being in the middle of nowhere and looking up at the night sky and taking in all of the stars that you can see in the darkness. He said that is far more important. That is so real, that is so genuine, that is so honest, loving, sacred. To lay down, imagine you're in the desert, or imagine you're somewhere where there's nothing around you, not even another human being, and you can't hear anything but the sounds of the silence and the nature and the whatever. And all you are doing is breathing in and capturing this natural beauty that is so pristine. Now in this experience, who matters? Does the experience matter? Yes, it does. This experience matters. Now nothing else matters. He's really sharing this like profound message. Now you see why the earth is so important too. Now you see why we need to love each and everybody. When we choose to put the white light on every single person, now we are evaporating this darkness, and now we can see the beauty. Now we can see the beauty in all the lights, the dark and the white light. And now we can sort of release ourselves from our attachments to these people and these feelings and these images. Now we can release ourselves from that, and now we can go and find oneness in nature, basically. Now we can see the value and the importance of love. Love for our fellow man and love for the earth. We need both. We need to love other human beings, ourselves, and the earth. That is the only thing that matters. The only thing that matters is loving each other, healing each other, purifying our thoughts, purifying our actions, loving the earth, purifying the earth, healing the earth, because the earth is a human being too. The earth has feelings. The earth is the mother and the father. The earth is holding each and every one of you, cradling you like a baby, and desires for you to love it in return. Only way I can describe it. Really intense. Okay, so let me see what else. I don't know. I'm just thinking about chessboard. That is exactly what I'm thinking about. I love to play chess, and I love to play mind games. As in, I like to outthink, outsmart other minds, and try to figure things out, moves in advance. And you could be white or you can be black. It doesn't matter which color you are. All that matters is your strategy. So in this case, white and black are equals. You see what I mean? We're also talking about human beings of other races and colors. We have to see each other as equals, even black and white as one. This is important. This isn't about the sort of glory that comes from winning in a game. It is about seeing things in black and white, but seeing things in balance, as black merging with white in balance and in oneness. Not duality, but oneness, you see. We have to have the dark, we have to have the light, and they are in oneness. See, we have these pieces on this checkered board, you know. Are they separate, or are they on the board together? They're on the board together, playing with each other, interacting with each other, blending and becoming a part of a game of reality together. It's sort of like not feeling the frustration of defeat, but feeling the camaraderie is the only way I can describe it. Camaraderie of, alright, you got me this time, but I'm going to get you next time. So it's like the playfulness of two friends. That's how we need to see each other, as a new opportunity to get to know somebody who is different. And finding that difference to be the white light, the purity, the sacredness, and blending through, clearing out the dark sort of matter that is dusty or dirty or lesser, to see the night sky. To see them now as a star in the night sky, a beautiful star in the night sky. Every single human being on this planet is a beautiful star in the night sky, is what he's saying. Every single one is. And all that matters then is that purity and the pure experience of what can only be described as just relief, stress-free, no worry, in the middle of what I am sort of laying down on, in the middle of the desert is the only way I can describe it, looking up. So the only thing I can see is the night sky, and then all of the stars, which are so much brighter in the middle of nowhere than they are in the middle of a city, you know. And so when I'm laying down looking up, you know, at the stars, now it's sort of like, what else could possibly matter right now? Nothing. The only thing that matters is drinking this moment in as much as I can, like getting drunk off of this moment. And I don't care about, I don't feel any disagreeable sensations about anything. I just feel this sort of cleanse, purification, healing that the earth provides me, you know? It's really what he's sharing with us. Alright. Okay, that's all I'm going to share for today. That's from Avery the Human Alien, my friend. He does live on another planet. I talk to him often. Sometimes I go in phases where we don't talk as much, but I talk to so many sort of spirits and beings that it's hard to keep up. So I don't know. I mean, eventually, how do you put a name to every single person or feeling or entity or whatever that you talk to? I mean, when you stop realizing, like, you stop perceiving as everything is a physical reality and it was always a spiritual reality to begin with, now suddenly you are standing in the oneness of all. In the oneness of all are so many souls you can't even imagine. The only way I could describe how many souls that would be is, let's just take the Earth, and then let's take parallel universe of the Earth. So now we have, we have human beings in this parallel universe, we have human beings that look like us, okay? Now we slice this universe into a trillion, and now we have a trillion Earths with completely different variations of experiences all taking place simultaneously. All with souls inhabiting those bodies, and those bodies are human, those bodies are reptilian in one version, those bodies are, let's just say, cat people in one of these worlds. These bodies, so there's so many different variations. You'll never be able to see them all. Like, you have to take the human brain, which is this tiny little thing, and then you just open it up to the oneness of the spirit realm. Stop thinking you're in a physical body. Stop thinking this is a physical world. We are in the spirit world. We always were in the spirit world. We never leave the spirit world. We are only exploring a consciousness. A consciousness that perceives everything to be physical, that is one with the illusion. The illusion, which is the gift that was given to us of our perception as human beings. And so now you see, what is the most important thing you could possibly see when you discover that you aren't really a physical being, you're a soul. You always were a soul. What is the most important thing that your soul could do today for the entire experience of all the souls on this planet? What is the most important thing your soul could do? It is to love. Isn't that what your soul's good at? Loving? Aren't souls good at loving? That's what souls do. We need to be good at loving, and then to let go of the ego, let go of the need to evaluate and perceive and be frustrated or angry or stressed out or whatever. Put the white light, clothing of white light on every single thing that frustrates you in a day, and watch it suck out all of that dusty, dark energy. And now you can start to feel the oneness and the soul and the light within you and all of that stuff again. And you can start feeling balanced again, and capable and stronger and more than you were before. So that's what this is all about. So that is all I'm going to share in this video. I hope you found it worth your while, but more videos to come.